The man noticed a sniper's laser dot aimed at his wife's head.
You speak one word and she dies. Not one word.
The criminal spoke to him through an earpiece, threatening him to return to his post. The man was thus forced into the middle of the attack. Once back at his post, the criminal ordered him to let a suitcase filled with poison gas pass through. Ethan was terrified, but forced himself to stay calm. He took the passenger's boarding pass and recorded the flight number and name. Not long after, his supervisor announced a random baggage inspection. Ethan came up with an idea: slip the passenger's information into the inspection list. His plan worked. The supervisor took the passenger with the poison gas away. Ethan then went to the restroom to wash his face, but unexpectedly, the criminal entered and beat him up. Luckily, Ethan broke free and grabbed the criminal's plastic gun. He aimed it at the criminal and demanded that he release his wife. However, the criminal arrogantly activated the poison gas, which would release in 10 minutes and kill everyone in the airport. The criminal's leverage was not just Ethan's wife. The only way to stop it was to open the suitcase and manually turn it off. Ethan had no choice but to go after the suitcase. Minutes later, he stood before his supervisor. The criminal ordered Ethan to kill the supervisor. Ethan was desperate and didn't want to live with a murder on his conscience. At that moment, the passenger stabbed the supervisor with a pen. It turned out his brother had been taken hostage by the criminal, so he had also been forced to cooperate. Following the criminal's orders, Ethan shut off the poison gas switch to ensure the gas made it onto the plane. Ethan and the passenger went to the cargo sorting area. Then, the passenger suddenly pulled out the plastic gun and fired repeatedly at Ethan. Fortunately, the gun overloaded and exploded, killing the passenger. The criminal tracked Ethan through the locator system. In a desperate move, Ethan swapped the poison gas into a larger suitcase. When the criminal arrived, all he found was the suitcase and the earpiece. 10 minutes later, the criminal boarded the plane, but the suitcase was too big and was placed in the cargo hold. Ethan's plan was working. He sneaked into the cargo hold and found the suitcase. He quickly opened it and disabled the remote control for the poison gas. When the criminal tried to trigger it remotely, nothing happened. He went to the cargo hold himself, only to run into Ethan. He quickly shot Ethan in the arm. Ethan shoved the suitcase into a vacuum freezer and Saturday aside. Exhausted, the criminal overpowered Ethan. But when he opened the suitcase, he realized one bottle of poison gas was missing. By the time he figured it out, it was too late. In less than 30 seconds, the criminal collapsed and died.